People will show you who they are unconsciously, whether they intend to or not. It's just that a lot of times we're too distracted to really see them. A lot of us live behind screens where we don't get that nonverbal communication, and we know that the majority of communications for human beings is nonverbal. So when we're hiding behind screens and we're more disconnected from ourselves, we are more likely to be duped by other people's BS, I guess you could say. So the more in tune, the more connected you are to yourself, the better you are, excuse me, the better you are at reading other people on an unconscious level. So, I'll give you a good example. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I have been for like over 11 and a half years now. So I've been doing it quite a bit. And I can always tell, like, if I'm nervous around somebody or a new patient, say, for example, because, we all have days like that where we feel kind of like intimidated by somebody for whatever reason. I always get in my head about, they know I'm nervous. Like, I can tell they know I'm nervous because on the surface I can appear very calm. And internally I might be like, what do I do with this person? That kind of thing. And I always feel like the other person can pick up on that. Whether or not they can, I think, is how in tune they are to themselves and their intuitive ability. But this is what I'm talking about. So you can tell when somebody is lying for the most part, or closed off, they cross their arms, whether they start talking fast or blinking their eyes, and the pitch changes in their voice. So if you've studied anything on reading other people, reading lies and things like that, that's some of the red flags and some of the cues. But I want to talk about mostly is we don't give ourselves enough credit for having this ability to read others. And a lot of times, like I said, we're distracted, and it's a strategy to distract us, to keep us from seeing who somebody really is. But if you're around people, you always are communicating on an unconscious level, whether you intend to, whether you realize it or not. It's just a lot of us don't tap into that and realize that. And a lot of times, like in my example that I just gave, we're in our head so much. We're in our head about how we are being portrayed to the other person that we don't read the other person well. Okay. So what I want to say is, there's a lot of people who are two-faced, as we know. It's like going back to high school, that girl who's very two-faced. It's like she's nice to you one minute and she's talking about you behind your back. And while I don't think I have enemies like that do that, I wanted to bring that up because I think it's important that there's a lot of two-faced people. So pay attention to what people do, their actions over what they say, and pay attention to what they say and do not do. This is important because a lot of times we hear things over and over again. A lot of people use buzzwords in, say, the political scheme or celebrities and stuff, and we keep I don't know. We're just not very good at knowing who they really are. I mean, I think on an unconscious level we do, but we don't want to admit it. Sometimes I think that's the other factor. We don't want to admit that this person is two-faced or this person is lying to us. Because in general, we want to believe that for the most part, people are good. And I think for the most part, people are good and they mean well. But a lot of people have baggage and issues and childhood issues and mommy and daddy issues, right? We all have stuff. And a lot of times it causes us to project, and it causes us to live our lives a certain way, or feel that we have to hide certain things from people. Okay, self-esteem issues, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to bring this up because I want you to pay more attention. I think awareness is key of how connected versus disconnected you are to yourself in your own body. Are you living each day being completely distracted by chaos all the time, where you can't think for yourself? You can't see through, it's like a dirty window, and you can't see through the dirty window because you're focusing on just like the dirt and the muck and stuff, so you can't see what's on the other side of it? Or are you connected? We're feeling connected, in tune to yourself. Give yourself credit for having intuitive ability to see through people's BS and knowing that, okay, and not denying that this person may in fact be lying to you. And you know what else? While we're always communicating on an unconscious level, it means you're going to attract the right people into your life. It means you're going to resonate with certain circles. So if you're holding on to certain people in your life, or that you feel are kind of draining you or toxic in some element, take a look at that, right? Because you are going to attract like-minded people. There's a quote I like. The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. So pay attention to that too. Like, you're going to attract like-minded people and stuff, but be aware of when you're being overtaken by a tribe, because this can distort our ability to read through people, because we're telling ourselves one story, but we're feeling something inside that we're kind of repressing. So I know this is kind of general, but we read each other every single day on an unconscious level, whether we intend to or not, whether we like to or not. We're always talking to each other through our eyes, through our body language, but it's a lot of times we're behind a screen, so we secretly know this, but we still don't pay attention to it. So pay attention to it. It's really important in your life, because you're gonna have an easier time navigating, I think, if you tap into when somebody is being two-faced to you, or when you have a friend who's not actually a friend, like, doing and saying things behind your back and that kind of thing. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, subscribe. I truly appreciate you watching, and until next time, peace out.